My name is Kathleen Bendixson, and my husband Magnus and I were called to adopt children from the Ukraine. That story is an amazing story of God and what He did, how He showed up, but I'm not going to get into all the details of it. I will hope to make a video later so that you can connect more deeply with our story, which is God's story. So let me share with you about how we have such a passion for the Ukrainian people. People who had introduced us, not because we were out looking for children to adopt, which is quite funny. We met these amazing children and opened up our homes to them through a hosting program in the summer of 2014, I want to say. And we got to know them, and within a few weeks of knowing these amazing children who were orphaned at an orphanage, we knew they were our children. So Eva, Vera, and Victor are non-related, and they each have their own story. They each have their own big God story, and from very different orphanages and very different regions of Ukraine. Eva is from Mariupol area, Vera is from Vinnytsia, and Victor is from Odessa. Also three very different orphanages as far as support and what they had to live through. So when they all came together and were in our home, we fell in love with them. They fell in love with us, and we all knew that we were meant to be a family, and they were meant to be a part of our already family. And so time just loved on them and welcomed them into the family. And that is when the story of the Ukraine and the Ukrainian people began for us. We had to go over and live in Ukraine during the process of this adoption, and so over a period of several months we were living in the Ukraine, or my husband was living in the Ukraine, and we got to know many people in many parts of Ukraine, throughout Ukraine, obviously all the way from Mariupol through the middle and center, through Kiev, through the Odessa area. And so we have so many people over there that we absolutely love and care for. So Vera has so many friends and teachers and caregivers that she cares for. Eva has her mom, her father who is handicapped, and her brother and aunts and uncles all in that Donetsk, Mariupol area. And during this time of crisis and war. Where did Love Can Cross Oceans come from? Well, that was something God put on my heart, kind of in a dream back when we were starting to adopt the children. We knew that we needed funds to adopt them and didn't have them, so we just said, we trust you, God, we're all in. And let me tell you, when you're all in for God, amazing things happen. Amazing things. He opened every door. He closed every door that should have been closed. He moved every mountain and crumbled it. He did. I could write 3 books of the things that we witnessed that God did. Amazing things. And so with that said, He showed us that love can cross oceans and come together as a community and send love across the ocean. And so people were just sent to us, like literally a lady sitting next to me at church, didn't know her, introduced herself and said, how can I help you? And we just started talking, and she was instrumental in helping me put together Love Can Cross Oceans, helping us fundraise to adopt our children. And let me tell you, what God did in a matter of like 2 to 3 months was miraculous. So we came together with the board and committees, and we were able to get our kids and get over there. And yes, it was a long process, and yes, it was a very hard process, but it was so worth it. So worth it. And here we are now, 5 years later, and Vera is at Stetson University on a full academic scholarship. 5 years ago, she did not even speak English. Eva is in 12th grade at Satellite High School. She is working 2 jobs, doing really well. We've got Victor, who, precious Victor, you know, he's our miracle kid, I tell you. Just amazing what he's accomplished, because, you know, we were told he would probably never read or write. And when we met him 5 years ago, he could not read or write. And let's celebrate by saying he's in 11th grade right now at Satellite High School. just got promoted in ROTC and thriving. So God, it's all God. All the glory goes to him. And so here we are back again to circle back to Love Can Cross Oceans and what's going on right now with the war. God was waking me up in the middle of the night before the war at 3 o'clock, and I do not wake up. I sleep like a rock. And so when God wakes me up with prayer on my tongue or worship in my mouth, I know something big is happening. And so during that time when we would be praying for, the children, I just spoke to God in my quiet time in my secret place and said, Lord, what would you have us do? And he spoke some pretty powerful stuff and said, I need you to call people to action. And so I didn't know what that looked like, and kept praying that he would lead me through grace throughout my day and explain it to me. And he would continue to put these people of the Ukraine on my heart. So one morning when I woke up, he's told me that you're gonna spread the word to women, and then spread the word, and they're gonna spread the word how we can help the Ukraine. And so that's where I immediately, when he spoke that to me, called the old friends from Love Can Cross Oceans committee and boards and said, hey, this is what's happening. This is what God is speaking to me. And can you want to be a part of it? Can you come help? And within an hour, they were like, yes, we will be there first thing in the morning. And so that was just a few days ago, really, a week ago, I guess. And God just started moving mountains. So Love Can Cross Oceans, now we have a team of, I think like 15 to 20 people who are movers and shakers in this community, are wanting to be on board, who wanting to help, volunteers that want to be on board, wanting to help. And what we're seeing happen is amazing stuff, amazing stuff. So the heart's cry is for the children and the orphans of Ukraine, and also to help the people of the Ukraine who are hurting and need supplies. So we have come together, we've prayed hard, everyone has been praying hard and asking God to speak, and that is what he has spoken to us, to plan and prepare for the children, because when the government opens up our borders and we can bring them in to host them, or host them long-term or short-term, or however we can open our homes up to them, that is something that we need to prepare for when the need comes. And also not only that, but for families and refugees, if the opportunity comes where they can come to our country, we're going to need families to come alongside them and help them get started and help them get a job, or whatever that capacity may be. If God is planning that on your heart, I just want us to spread the word so we are prepared when that happens. So that's one component. And then the other component is right now, this minute, today, not next week, how can we help the people of the Ukraine? In touch with Pastor Phil over on the ground. He has a team of amazing volunteers, amazing churches that have pulled together and are pipelining together people out of the Ukraine. And we're talking hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people. 2 million have come across the border just in the last few days. And so he has gone from 1 van to 3 vans to 8 vans to now 40 vans that they have purchased in a matter of days, in which their organization is going across and bringing people out. There are so many people that I know personally that are still there that need out. Okay, so we are collecting money financially to impact them directly. We are collecting food and supplies that we are going to fly over there. So we need pallets of supplies. We have lists available. We'll be posting, of course, on social media and sending out to local churches. But we need these supplies to send there. So how can you help? You can pray about it and ask God, how can he use you? We need volunteers. We need 1 pack of diapers donated, or formula, or whatever is on that list. You may have a connection to a company that says, I want to partner up, I want to be on board with this, and I can donate. This morning, my neighbor came over and said, I have a company and we want to donate pallets of gloves, medical supplies, pallets of sanitizer, pallets of possible doctor's dresses. I'm not medical, but amazing things. God's story and what he's doing is mighty and powerful. And so you can help, whether it be that box of diapers that you can donate, whether it be maybe funds that you can contribute, or whether it be volunteering or sharing with contacts so that we can be the hands and feet of Jesus and make a difference, because we can make a difference, because you can. Just right there, you can. We can all contribute. Because let me tell you, when I was talking and listening to my daughter talk to her sister-in-law and brother yesterday on the phone, and them saying, we don't even have money to get bread sometimes, your donation of that whatever can of food, if we can get it there when we get it there, and I want to do it this week, not next week, I want to get them there immediately, that will impact that family in such a way that is such a blessing that you were doing God's work. So this is my heart's cry. Please pray about how you can help and be involved. And I love you so much, and God bless you.